we are here to go into executive session. Is there a motion to retire to executive session of the Town Council in accordance with Rhode Island General Laws 42-46-4 and 42-46-5A1 to discuss personnel?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote. Councilor Colonies?
Aye.
Councilor Durkin?
Aye.
Councilor Vignali?
Aye.
And Councilor Menzies votes aye. Councilor Torialde absent. Motion passes 4-0. Thank you. Right. Sorry for the delay, folks. The town council was just getting out of an executive session, and there were only 2 votes taken during that executive session. One was to seal the minutes of the March 25, 2026 executive session, which passed 4-0, and there was a motion to exit and return to open session, which also passed 4-0. Is there a motion to adjourn to our workshop?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0. Thank you. And now we will pause for a moment and go into our work sessions. All right, good evening, everyone. Time is now officially 6:19 p.m., and we are here this evening for day 2 of our budget work session for the town of Narragansett, fiscal year 2027 budget with our finance director and staff. And this evening, it'll include towers, special appropriations, IT, and we will discuss more of those. Each department head presented their portion of the budget last evening, and if anyone who's watching wishes to look into that work session, it is available online. So we will start with the towers portion of the evening, so I'll pass it off to you. And what we're looking for is just a high-level overview of what to expect when we're looking at the budget, and then we'll give the council an opportunity to ask any questions if they have any.
Thank you, council members. I'm Dave Osterhout, Chair of the Towers Committee. Our budget is pretty straightforward. There's no new ask in the budget. We have basically put together a conservative budget with revenue covering all of our operating expenses. So the Towers fee structure generates more than enough revenue to cover all the operating costs. The only thing we're asking from the council is for the $50,000 appropriation, which would go primarily to fund capital work on the building. And with that, I'm open to any questions. I'd give you the highlights, except on the annual report to the town council, I already covered all of those, so I won't take your time and do it again.
Well, thank you again for being here, and really appreciate the breakdown of the budget and the work that goes into this every year. Just again to clarify, it's the same ask from the town as last year's budget.
As last year's and probably the year before that.
Okay. So I don't have any other additional questions, just comments. Just really appreciate all the work that you and the staff do to take care of our most historical landmark in this town, so really appreciate it.
I'll tell you, the staff over there are great. They just love what they do, and the Towers is I mean, what do we call it? An icon of Narragansett, well known throughout the state. So it's fun working there. Enjoy doing it.
Excellent.
I think you have a lot to do with that, Dave.
Well, maybe through longevity. I seem to be like the last guy standing from the original group.
Yeah, so I've been on the Towers Committee for over 20 years, I think, and I'm on the Friends, and if Dave wasn't there, I'm sure somebody else would be there, but Dave makes it a pleasure, and he does a lot of work, and he puts a lot of time into everything, well thought out. And it's a money-making place, except for when COVID happened, and I think our reserves now are getting close to what we had pre-COVID.
Yes.
It's a well-oiled machine.
It is.
So we're lucky to have them, all of them.
I just want to say I love the night that the towers were pink. I thought that was just the most awesome thing. So thank you for everything that you do.
we enjoyed doing that. My wife was a veteran of breast cancer, and after 23 years, it finally beat her. So I'm very emotional about breast cancer, and seeing the towers lit up pink was phenomenal.
Well, thank you so much for being here, and really appreciate all the work that you do.
Thank you for your support.
So next, I believe we're going to do the special appropriations portion. Is that correct, Mr. Tierney? So with that, I just want to establish, just ask the council here. There's an incredible number of special appropriations that have been asked, and all do such tremendous work and services to the town, community, and the state. And I just want to be mindful of everyone's time here. Would you be open to level funding, if it's level funded and they're asking for the same amount as they did last year? Do you still want to hear from the members directly, or is there a general consensus to support that same amount?
Yeah, I think if it's level funding and we know, the money's going to good use and we see what's happening within the community, I'm okay with that.
Okay. Mr. Durkin, you have any comment?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't see any problem with the people here that are level funded.
Okay. So,
I'm good with that. Thank you.
okay, so with that, and the thought here is, because there's so many listed here, we would start by prioritizing anyone in attendance who is seeking an increase in the budget or decrease to last year. If anyone is present and you're asking for the same amount as last year, there's a consensus here that you're gonna get it. So you don't need to stick around to share your story. We heard it last year, and we were so honored to hear your stories that we awarded you those requests, and we're going to continue awarding those same requests that you did last year, this year as well. But if you want to stick around and share your story, we'd be more than happy to hear from you again. So just wanted to say that to you in case you wanted to be somewhere else. So with that, we will start with the National Historical Society, if there's a representative here. Okay. So National Historical Society last year approved $6,000. They're seeking an increase to $15,000. Do we have any record as to what that specifically is for? If not, we can circle back at a later time. Oh, that's okay. If the town council has the evidence in the letters, that's fine. So we'll circle back on that. So next, there is a decrease being requested from the South Kingstown Senior Program. Is there a representative here who would like to review? Yes, please come forward. And when you get up to the podium, just please state your name for the record. And good evening.
Good evening. I'm Terry Murphy. I'm the Director of Leisure Services for the town of South Kingstown. Thank you very much for having us here this evening to explain what our funding ask is for the town of Narragansett. I don't believe we've presented to this council, so just a little background information. The town of Narragansett and South Kingstown have been cost share funding partners for the senior center program. In past years, it also included, when the town ran the adult day services, there was a contribution for adult day and also the meal site program. Since Narragansett now has their own meal site program and the adult day service program has been taken over by St. Elizabeth's, there's no request, obviously, for funding for those elements of our program. What the town is seeking this year is an amount of $68,877 as a cost share to the overall net direct cost of the senior center program. And that is just the programs that happen at the senior center in South Kingstown. That is not the meal site. That is not the transportation. Those are separate divisions with separate budgets. And the cost of service net any grant funds or revenue that come in for the senior center program, including a fund balance transfer from the senior fund, is $324,492. Of that, the formula that is used to request funding is a breakout percentage of the service units that are provided by the South Kingstown Senior Center over the course of a year. And last year, the breakout was 78.77% of the service units were to South Kingstown residents, and 21.23% were to Narragansett residents. And so that percentage is the number that is used when we're seeking funding from, cost share funding from the town of Narragansett, and that's the $68,877. And just also as a little bit of background, the town had a 3-year memorandum of understanding with the two towns did, which expires on June 30th of 2026, and that MOU really established the funding agreement for the past 3 years. And Town Manager Manny did send a request to Mr. Tierney for consideration, council consideration of reestablishing the MOU. I think that's still in process. So that's a little background. Sorry if I was a little lengthy.
No, I appreciate that, and again, appreciate the partnership in the program here. Does anyone have any questions or comments? I think we'll start with you, Councilor Vignali.
Thank you. I do have some questions and some comments. So when you talk about a service unit, you're talking about the number of time an individual goes to a event that's offered. So it's not how many people have used the senior center.
That's correct.
Okay, so
It's
when
Narragansett
you use that
residents.
large number, we're talking about, so it may be 9 people who go to 27
That's correct.
different things.
That's
Okay.
absolutely
I just want
accurate.
to make sure I understood that. So I think when the MOU was established, and I'm not sure, and thank you for the history there, but I think it was at a point where Narragansett Senior Center was lacking in some of the programs that they are offering. And I think now with Karen has done an outstanding job, and I believe if we look at the programs offered by the Senior Center in South Kingstown and the Senior Center here in Narragansett, I mean, I think they're really like neck and neck. I mean, there may be a few things that you offer and a few things that we offer that are not the same, but I think pretty much we're offering all the same programs. And as you said, the food, the lunch is the same lunch that's offered at South Kingstown that's also offered here in Narragansett. I think while campaigning and while being at the senior center, I've had many seniors come up to me and say, why are we paying South Kingstown to go to their senior center when in fact we have people, we have the same programs here, and we really can use that money. I know one of the things that we need desperately is an elevator, and I can't help but to think that that money can be used towards an elevator that we desperately need here in Narragansett. So I guess just to make sure I understand, if for some reason it was decided that this year we are not going to sign an MOU, our seniors can still come to the senior center if they pay the $15 as they have been doing so far, and they can still pay a fee to come to the South Kingstown Senior Center.
Any senior can come to the South Kingstown Senior Center. Right now, the membership fee, which is what you're referring to, I believe, the annual membership fee, is broken out into a 2-tier system. Narragansett and South Kingstown residents are considered residents because Narragansett contributes to the operating cost of the program, and that's one fee. And then any other residents from other cities and towns in Rhode Island is another fee, and I believe it's 15 and 20. So
it
So
would
what
be
we would-
probably an increase of $5. you're
probably,
saying.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, we
Okay.
would have to look at our budget and look at ways to increase revenue.
Okay.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm just thinking and talking. No, I guess, so if a senior, and I know it's funny, and I tell the story all the time, when I was first elected town council, and I'm on the senior advisory, I went into the senior center and I walked in and said, "Hi, I'm Donna Vignelli, I'm new town council." And the first 4 people I talked to were from South Kingstown, and they said, "Oh, no, we're here from South Kingstown." So I do know that South Kingstown seniors are coming to some of our programs also. So if a senior in Narragansett decides on Tuesdays they want to go to your yoga program, and then on Wednesdays they want to stay in Narragansett, that routine would not change for them, as long as they pay their fee.
It would not change.
Okay, so
What-
I think it's really important that all seniors know that even in lieu of the fact, if we did decide that we wanted to, at this point, use the money to try, I mean, there's no doubt South Kingstown Senior Center is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's a beautiful facility. Our facility, we're trying to get it up to speed, and I think with the additional funds, we're going to be able to do that more quickly than not doing it. I think, you know, if we keep the money right within here, like I said, the elevator would be a first thing that I know Michelle and Karen have spoken about. I mean, they talked about maybe putting some kind of a cover over the doorway, so when people are coming in, you know, they get out of the car and they can walk in and they're not going to be hit with the wind and the snow and whatever. So I think there's a lot of things that we would really like to do at this point. I also, and this may just be an assumption on my part, but I think, you know, last year, I believe it was 82,000, this year it's 68, based on your numbers. To me, it just seems that less people are choosing, less seniors from Narragansett are choosing to go to South Kingstown because the offerings are much better now in Narragansett. So I just think, and I know one of the things when I was looking at the numbers, the information specialist was one of the big items that people come to. And it's my understanding she's paid by a grant, and
Partially paid through a grant fund,
grant.
that's correct.
Okay.
But that is one of the major differences, I would say, in terms of kind of the social service side of the programming, is the open enrollment assistance that she provides to residents across the state. Quite frankly, she's one of the most knowledgeable people on a number of different items, but one happens to be open enrollment and the SHIP program for seniors. So that and some of the more, like I said, social service-sided programs are something that we do offer. There's support groups, there are health and wellness programs, there's our information specialists, but we recognize that the Narragansett Community Center has certainly, with the meal program, with programs, has certainly, you know, bumped up to a point where there's, obviously there's overlap. That's no question. We are just looking at whether or not there's still an interest in cost share because of the social service side of the programming and the funding that we will now look, if we have to, look elsewhere for revenue to be able to keep that position, which only a portion of it is grant funded. So that's just one of the reasons. But I completely understand that there is overlap with programming.
okay, so, and thank you for that. And I think, you know, I think that there was an understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, that grant also provides for 50-50, that 50% of the time she should be in South Kingstown, 50% of the time she should be in Narragansett, and that was my understanding. I may not be correct on that, but if that's the case and it's not,
I'm not sure about that.
oh,
but-
no, go ahead.
but
I mean, please correct me if I'm wrong.
this-
I'm Susan DeMasi, Director of
Susan,
Senior
yeah.
Services.
Oh, okay.
So,
Do you want to come to the?
We need you on the
Please
mic.
come up. Thank you.
so back in the day, that grant was run that way when the state was divided into regions. It is no longer that way. The grant covers open enrollment and Medicare counseling. It doesn't really have any, we used to also be part of the ADRC grant, which covered helping with food stamps and this and that for the region. Right now, with the grant, covers for open enrollment and Medicare assistance. If someone comes to our door asking for assistance and they're from any town, we're going to help them because we're all social workers by trade. But her grant does not include that. It includes Medicare, where she services, like during open enrollment, the first 300 people that call her and make an appointment from all over the state. We cannot give preference to our town, to Narragansett. We have people come from Cumberland to see Jill. We have people come from Block Island to see Jill. So it's the first people that we can schedule. We have volunteers also, but that's what her grant pays for. It does not pay for special, for Narragansett extra services anymore, any more than if we would go to Jamestown or anywhere else. But that was correct in the past.
Okay, thank you
But
for the
just know,
correcting me.
Even though that, we're not we have people from all over coming, and many people from Narragansett come to get her services for assistance.
Thank you.
So.
Thank you so much.
You're
I
very
appreciate it.
welcome.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have any other questions or comments?
So, hi.
Hi.
Thanks for what you guys do. It's great.
We love doing it.
So Jill sounds like a Wonder Woman.
She's very knowledgeable. She's been doing it for over 25 years.
Yeah.
And it's tough navigating for seniors. We have people who are pre-retirement that go to see Jill to plan for their retirement, who are in their early 60s. And then
Yeah.
she's just a wealth of knowledge.
Those people, you're lucky to have them. So the open enrollment for various,
It's
medical
Medicare,
stuff.
it's Medicare open
And
enrollment.
Medicare. What else do you consider a benefit to Narragansett residents that would fall under your social services thing?
We have support groups that run, and again, Susan is much more in tune to exactly the specifics of the various support groups.
Yeah.
We have evidence-based wellness programs that are offered by professionals that we have to report out. Some of them are grant-funded, some of them are not. A lot of health programs. We utilize the University of Rhode Island Pharmacy School, their geriatric program. We have students that come in and do clinicals and workshops within the senior center, and on various occasions. It's part of their academic semester schedules. We have, trying to think of kinesiology students that come in and run programs.
I
The
guess,
pharmacy school.
you know,
Those are the types of things that might not, I don't know if they do or they don't happen at the Narragansett Community
oh, so
Center.
you don't even know, okay.
Not off the top of my head, I don't.
Yeah, right.
But
I was trying to get at the ones like that might not exist in Narragansett, and then,
sure.
The things that Jill, the things that Jill does, other than Medicare, is she assists with Medicaid, Social Security, not enrollment, but helping people find the information that they need, food stamps, housing, heating assistance, weatherization, things, anything where people constantly calling us for assistance.
Yeah.
So I also have that background, so between the two of us, we assist whoever calls us for that.
it's nice over there. We went over after.
Yeah, I was
meeting the
out that
other
day, last Tuesday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, there was a nice lady there that, it might have been you that showed.
I
yeah.
wasn't, it might have been Lauren or.
It was Lauren,
Yeah.
Lauren George.
I mean, it does seem like an awful lot of money to me, and, you know, actually, let me ask you this question. So 21% of the seniors that you guys service over there are Narragansett seniors?
No,
Or-
that's, we had to use service units because
Yeah.
it was a more defined data set, if you will, so that what we base the percentage on is how many, like, we keep attendance on all of the programs. We keep attendance through, stats through Jill's services. So 21% is based on the number of, we provide a quarterly report to the town, to Michelle and Karen, that shows what services were provided. So like Councilwoman McNally had said, if one person goes into the senior center and they take a yoga class and then go to an appointment with Jill, that's 2 service units.
Yeah.
So that's what we base the percentage on.
So is it fair to assume that the same amount of people that go to your place come to our place? Or is there more?
We would have no idea how many people go to
Yeah,
your place.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Okay.
a lot of people from a lot of different towns, I'm sure Narragansett
Oh,
too,
more than Narragansett.
come to our town. We have people from all over the state come to programs within towns, but Narragansett's the primary. But the network of senior centers in Rhode Island is that you're welcome anywhere to go to any senior center. One membership doesn't necessarily does not follow you into another senior center. So if you want to go to Barrington, they may very well charge you their membership fee, but you are more than welcome to go to any senior center in Rhode Island. They all welcome everybody.
So if I'm at the right age, I can go in there for lunch?
If you're 60, some of the towns have different age. Some are 55, average is 60.
Yeah,
Yep, do your paperwork and.
yeah. That's all I have to.
Do other cities and towns also contribute appropriations to this besides Narragansett? and
None
South
of them had the amount of people that Narragansett had when the MOU started.
So
It's
prior to
scatterings.
that, North Kingstown did for the adult day program. So we
yeah.
had a tri-town cost share when the town of South Kingstown ran the adult day. And that was also based on the client breakout, how many clients were from one town versus another, and the.
And while considering the request for 2026 to 2027, is there a actual total to run the entire South Kingstown senior program? We understand the request for Narragansett, but curious
Yep.
what it is for the entire program.
So it's $741,479.
Okay.
That includes the transportation program, the nutrition program, the senior center programming, which is what we're requesting funding for, and then a small amount for capital for the adult day services building, which is a partnership with St. Elizabeth's that we provide the facility.
All right. Thank you. And Councilor Condes, do you have any other questions or comments?
I don't at this time. You guys asked everything I needed.
All right.
Can I just
Yep.
add one last thing? I think it's important that everyone know that even in the event that the council chooses not to sign the MOU, that it is not going to interfere with anything that has to do with the use for our seniors here in Narragansett. They will still be welcome there. South Kingstown will still be welcomed here, and they can go wherever they want. I think that's really important to know. I also would just like to make a recommendation to this council that if in fact we choose not to, that the $68,000 stay within the senior center. And I would like the financial director to maybe even look at maybe raising that to 75, just so that we can start talking about this elevator and getting this elevator in. So that would be my request.
Do we have to make a decision about the MOU at this time? Oh,
No, we have.
sorry, Christine.
Sorry, I think,
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Christine, do we need to make a decision about the MOU at this time?
I
or
think
is
the
this
town
just a-
manager would have a better idea about that MOU.
Okay.
If you'd like an amendment to the MOU, we could give it to the solicitor, and then we can just proceed with it.
Okay, so that's something we can consider at a later time.
We could actually probably do it during agenda setting to see where we want to go with it.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you. And thank you so much for that presentation and for your patience in answering these questions. So next on here will be South County Museum, who is seeking a $2,000 increase. Is there a member from South County Museum here? Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Rebecca Kelly. I'm the curator and executive director of the South County Museum. I know many of the council members know the museum well. South County Museum serves as an important historical and educational resource for the Narragansett community, preserving the material culture of South County while providing engaging programs for residents, students, and visitors of all ages. Each year, the museum welcomes thousands of visitors, not just to see history, but to experience history. In today's digital world and our technical landscape, the South County Museum provides the critical mental and physical health benefits of helping people unplug. We foster wellness by offering a sanctuary where visitors can experience the meditative rhythm of the historic trades, such as the fiber arts, blacksmithing, woodworking. The grant that we're requesting from the town will directly support the expansion of our immersive studio programs. This year we are requesting, I think, Alex, an additional $5,000. I think last year we got 12. We've asked for 17. Is that correct?
Okay, so listed here, and maybe this is just a clerical issue, I have $10,000 was approved last year and 12,000 is being requested for 2026 to 2027. We'll just double check that. Okay, so are you saying that it should be 12,000 last year and the request is now 15? Is that correct?
Sorry, Lynn, was it 10?
According to our record, the one that we have is 10,000 last year, so we just
Okay.
want to make sure that we're getting these numbers corrected. So either way, based on what you understand, it was 11,000 last year and you're requesting,
17.
Okay,
And I
thank
just
you.
wanted to mention the additional funds. There's 2 buildings on the museum's campus which are owned by the town. The caretaker's residence, we're currently upgrading some electrical issues in that building. And also the Little House, the greenhouse right near the parking lot, which we call the Little House Studios, just recently dubbed that. It's really served as an administrative building, but we really want to use the funds to open that as a community space and make it much more of a classroom. A lot of our studios, are open air, so having this enclosed heated space will allow us to extend our season, have some winter programming, and it gives us an indoor classroom to pivot to if we have a terrible rainy day, as we have sometimes, when we have the school kids kind of running around the campus. So that's really why we've increased our ask this year, is to really make some physical improvements to the structures. So yeah, we really thank the town for your support, and I'm happy to answer any further questions.
It is 17.
okay. And was it 11 last year?
I don't have that
Oh,
in front
sorry.
of me.
Well, at the very least, thank you for correcting that. So we'll make sure to correct that in the budget. 17,000 being requested. And Councilor Colony, sorry, did you want to start with questions? Oh, okay. Again, I've had the honor of going to South County Museum, and I have to say, the incredible work that goes into it by all the volunteers and the educational side of it is just second to none. I was really awestruck when I first went there, just knowing that this hidden gem is here in our community. And this is me advocating for those who may be listening at home. If you have not gone to the South County Museum, it really is worth the trek down there. It's not even a trek, it's a journey. And to really, go there, I often thought of Sturbridge Village, the educational opportunity growing up and going on a field trip there. This is our little Sturbridge right here in Narragansett. And to see history come to life is something that just can't be replaced. And, I just, again, really applaud all of the efforts that go into the preservation of that property. I do know that heating and plumbing, I think, in general, are definite long-term goals for that property, and, you know, again, making the pitch for anyone who might be listening, who might be able to provide additional services and support, please reach out. But again, I really appreciate the services that are provided, and I support this. So, does anyone else have any questions or comments?
All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So next, it's a small increase, but I've made a note to ask anyone who's seeking an increase to come up. Is Narrow River Preservation Association here? Nope. Oh, wow, the room is cleared out pretty well. That seemed to have been a popular one. So maybe I'll just ask the two present, would you like to just come forward? I'm sorry. That's probably just the easier way to do it. Good evening.
Hi, my name is Lisa Brunetti from Universe Juice, and I'm not asking for more than last year, but I just wanted to say thank you since I was here, just to say thank you for the funding from last year and for considering us for this coming year. And as I had mentioned in my letter, we're using the funding here in Narragansett from last year, here in Narragansett, working with the fire department to come up with we're in the process of figuring out exactly what we're going to do, but we want to do something where we can bring in people that the fire department has serviced and have we have to figure out whether we want to do like a mass reunion kind of thing where it's very just interactive, or what we want to do. So we're working on that. We have a survey going out to the members of the fire department to see what they're comfortable with before we move on. And what we're hoping to do is once we get this in place and figure out what we're going to do, we want to use it as a model to bring to other cities and towns in the state.
Excellent.
So I just wanted to say thank you.
And thank you for being here, and congratulations on the success. I think this was a pretty recent journey for Universal Juice. I think,
Yes.
are we in year 2, 3?
We are in we launched in August of 2024, and we've had, so to date, we've had 3 reunions, which we've probably, in those 3 have probably had about 200 people impacted, between families and first responders and medical staff, and working on 2 more. One is actually in the San Francisco area that hopefully will be done in May. And then another one that we'll see what happens. It happened 45 years ago, and we don't have records, so we're doing our best to see if we can figure out what's going on there, working with the police chief in Warwick, and we'll also be bringing Providence and Cranston into it to see if we can find our person that we're looking for.
Excellent.
And we're trying to get the word out there to the general public to know that we're here and what we do. And one of the other things that we started, I'm not sure if I told you last year, is we started something called Moira's Mission, which stemmed from, it came out from the original, or one of the original reunions we had, where the woman, I did a reunion with her daughters. She was in a car accident that ended up in a fire, and she did not survive, but the daughters still wanted to say thank you for trying to save their mother. And one of the witnesses to the accident said he wished he had a fire extinguisher, or maybe he could have done more to help. So together with the daughters, we created Moira's Mission, and we collect funds to purchase portable fire extinguishers, and last year we donated them to the Union Fire District because it happened in South Kingstown. So we donated to Union Fire District, and we were able to donate 100 portable fire extinguishers that they give out to the general public. This year, the daughters wanted to do the Richmond, Carolina Fire District because they were also involved. And we actually had close to 200 fire extinguishers this year, and I was there this morning, and there's only 7 left. So we're trying to get that word out across the state as well to the importance of having fire extinguishers in the car because it could help somebody get out and save them. So
Amazing.
That's what we've been doing.
Thank you so much for sharing
pleasure.
your story and the successes of this organization, and for the incredible advocacy that you're bringing not only to the this community, but nationwide as well. Does anyone else have any last comments or questions? No? Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for sharing your feedback.
Well, then, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank
Very
you, Lisa.
welcome. And I guess we're at the point of it, last but not least, for appropriations. We might be at a record time here. Good evening.
Hi, my name is Jess Goslin. I'm the director of St. Elizabeth Adult Day Center, so I know we've been mentioned a few times, and we're not asking for any additional funding this year. I just wanted, again, the opportunity to thank you. We've grown in leaps and bounds in the last 5 years, and actually this year will be our 5th year running the Adult Day Center on Post Road in South Kingstown. 30% of our folks are from Narragansett, and we provide a lot of care, nursing services. We commonly refer to what we do as a senior center on steroids, because we we provide nursing, toileting, showers. You know, we try to assist with transportation, but I'm not telling anyone here anything new, that transportation down at this end of the state is difficult sometimes. But we do a lot of placement services, resources, community resources. We're actually having an open house on April 15th, so I'll probably send something to all of you to invite you all if you'd like to come and see what we do during the day. It's great. We've joined a partnership with the Guide Dementia Program through Brown Medicine, Brown Health, and we are servicing folks that are part of that program in our day center. And as you know, dementia is a big reason why folks come to Adult Day. They can't be left home alone. It's a valuable respite program. Guide offers $2,500 a year in addition to, you know, whatever payment source they have. So it's really helpful. We've been coordinating with them, doing home assessments as well as part of that program. So just wanted the opportunity to thank you, invite you to our open house, and again, thanks for the support. It's been a great partnership. So,
Well, again, thank you so much for that feedback and for the incredible services that you provide to the community as well. I think it really just provides a great sense of relief to a lot of members in our community to know that these services are available. So I can't even undersell just how important that is, especially today, especially the transportation, which you've shared. That is a big worry for a lot of people today. So again, thank you for providing this feedback and for your service. Does anyone have anything they'd like to add?
Just like to thank you also. The services is so important to our community, and it just is. There are families who, like you said, if they didn't have that service, they really would, their mom or dad would be in a nursing facility, and it would be an awful situation. So I fully support this, getting up in age. I fully support this, and I just think that it is just so important to the town and the community. Thank you.
thank you. I became a caregiver myself this year. I'm one of the 23% of Rhode Island adults caring for an aging parent, and I actually enrolled my father in one of my programs. It was a godsend at the time because my mom had a stroke and Dad needed care, and I didn't know what to do. And then it struck me that I run 4 adult day centers. But I can speak to the impact because I truly can. So thank you all so much.
Thank you.
You get an early night tonight.
Yes,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much. Have a great evening.
You too.
Sure, if you'd like to come forward and read that for the record, that would be fine. No, that's all right. Oh, is there one more? Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Nope, nope, we're all good. I was just talking to Christine. So, is this okay? Okay, I just want to make sure.
My apologies. So Tiger Patrick was planning on being here. He does have to attend a hearing at the State House tonight for a bill that's up there, but he did want me to read this, me or the town manager to read the statement. The VFW 916 has 123 members in total right now, with 42 from Narragansett. Our age demographic has changed dramatically since COVID, where our largest member group is now Vietnam, 51%, World War II Korean War, 6%, and Persian Gulf, 44%. We will be 104 years old in 2 weeks and celebrate our 95th year at our location on High Street. We have a fundraising plunge event this Sunday at the Narragansett Town Beach, where, from 11 to 1, where at noon we will have a ceremony saluting our Vietnam veterans on National Vietnam Veterans Day. We have a food truck, and it will be a great day. We would love to see you there, so he's inviting you guys to that. Looking forward, we are looking to commemorate the Rhode Island Purple Heart Trail this August as it turns 5 years old. More info to follow. Also, as an FYI, Narragansett has about 400 residents or property owners who get a tax break based upon military service. During fiscal year 2025, 211 Narragansett residents received over $4 million in VA compensation or a pension. What this number means is between your senior center and our VFW post offering service officer assistance, about half of your Narragansett veterans are getting service-related benefits. That's very good, as the VA algorithm says it's only 1/3 of all veterans qualify. This does not include education or home loans, so the number is most assuredly more vets are getting benefits. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you to the incredible service of the VFW and our veterans, and thank you for sharing that invite to the council.
And we're going to communicate with Tiger that he didn't need to come, and he'll be level funded. That's the gentleman that
Yes.
speaks at the, yeah.
Thank you. So next on our agenda is town clerk. Yes. Oh, it's always fun. It's the most fun that we have all year. This has been very enjoyable, I just want to say. Everyone has been a delight, and I mean that. I don't mean to sound sarcastic.
Okay.
Hello, Sarah. Good evening.
Hello. Not used to sitting over here. I like being in the corner. Okay. So as the town clerk, I'm in charge of 3 budgets. We have a budget for the town clerk's office, one for municipal court, and the Board of Canvassers has its separate budget. As Chris has stated last night, that the majority of the increase is compensation and wages, which are all contractual for employees and our software programs. So there's nothing we can do in regards to those. So I'm just going to point out there's one notable piece in each of the budgets that I'll point out. We'll start with the town clerk. Chris mentioned last night that we're looking to have the deputy town clerk moved from Council 94 union to the 1033 union mid-management, which is more appropriate for the position, as she has all the statutory authority that I do in my absence as town clerk, and she does oversee 6 staff members in my absence, one of which is already in the middle management union. So we're looking to do that. It's more appropriate. The municipal court budget, the one thing that was different since the original budget was submitted to the town manager was we were notified that we needed more violation booklets for the police department. So that was an additional $2,000. That wasn't in the original budget. Not a lot of money, but it was added in after, so I want to point that out. And lastly, the Board of Canvassers budget, you will see quite a significant increase. That's where most of the increase comes from, is that budget. That's due to the 2 elections this year, primary and general election. Those costs go to the poll worker payments for the early voting, and on election day, any overtime costs of staff, et cetera. Mailing goes up during this time, so that's what the increase is there.
Thank you. So just a general question. I know that, we have the 2 elections this year.
Yep.
And I know that there's possibility that a venue of a voting location may or may not change. Does that impact the potential costs that it
No.
would be? Okay.
No, we don't pay for our locations, thankfully. And we are having one of our polling locations changed this year. Metatuxet Yacht Club is no longer going to be used for that precinct. It's going to be the North Beach Clubhouse, which still falls within that precinct, believe it or not, the way it falls. And Michelle has graciously checked the calendar, and it does work out. We had the ADA compliance come down, and it's perfect. And now we're going to have poll workers fighting over wanting to work there.
And we'll want to make sure that we're doing everything. If it hasn't already been done, I'm sure it will be at great length communicated to everyone in that district that their voting location's been changed. So I don't have any questions. I agree with the move of the deputy town clerk.
Yes.
Yeah, so it makes complete sense to me. Does anyone have any other thing they'd like to add?
Was there a cost associated with the recall that happened twice, or almost happened and then happened? Like, do you budget for that, or
No.
estimate what that?
No, that was just staff time that we did on our regular hours. That
Right.
didn't require any overtime or anything like that. And
Right. Okay.
Do you know how many hours approximately it costs to tally all of those signatures?
Well, it put other work in the department on hold because it was all hands on deck. So we had like 5 people working on it.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else have any questions, comments?
I just thought it would be nice to know how much.
No, I know, it's not nice to know, but it is unfortunate, when something like that happens, but we understand that it's their right to do so, that it does, incur a significant amount of time and energy to do that work, so. Any other questions?
Thank you, great job.
Yes, thank you so much for the tremendous service that you continue to provide this town and to the town council.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
On to IT. So I hope before you sat down, you focused the camera directly on you.
No, it's over now.
Good evening.
Evening.
All right. All right. So we're just basically looking for just a high-level overview of what to expect in the budget and any increases, decreases.
Okay, like most everybody else, the bulk of this budget and the personnel is CBA directed, so it's for the most part just dictated by that. Everything else in the operating budget, except for one line item, is level funded, which is the 311 line item, which has the bulk of the software and systems that we use and across most of the departments. That one is sitting at $624,000. But the increases to that are usually dictated by costs we paid this fiscal year. We just carry over to the next fiscal year because we don't know what they're going to charge us. Their increases come in well after we've actually done the budget. So we actually include a 5% increase across the board just to cover for that. Like I said, the rest of the operating budget's level funded from the previous year. And just jumping into capital, if there's no questions on the operating.
Nope, no questions for me on operating. Does anyone have any questions on operating? Nope, all right.
All right, capital, we have 4 items. First one's the fiber optic cable maintenance. This is the monies that take care of the fiber optics we have on the telephone poles throughout almost the entire length of the town. Periodically, those get taken off, cut, and burned, and various things. So we have to repair that, and that's the money we use to take care of that. PC server and replacement program, that's where we keep up with our existing desktop computers, laptops, and iPads across all departments, including police and fire. That takes care of that. IT equipment is the amount we have within IT itself to take care of any hardware that was unanticipated needed for new projects and various things like that. Item number 4 is the security system continuation enhancements. That is actually going to cover, security additional sites to the new security system. We're sending out the RFP very shortly. It's also going to cover an additional camera on the outside of this building. It doesn't sound like much, but a single camera in this building is cost for about $5,000, so it adds up fast. And it's also going to replace a DVR that's coming to end of life, and we need a bigger one, a much bigger one. So every time we add cameras, we need more storage in order to keep a decent amount of retention. So that's what that line item is going to cover. The bulk of that is actually going to those additional buildings onto the new security system.
Does the PC and server, though, is that where the storage is kept, or is the storage for the security systems part of that line item, the 100,000? Because I'm just asking because I noticed that in 2028, 2029, there's going to be a $100,000 ask for PC and server replacement.
Yes,
So
that's when our current hardware for the virtual machines, virtual servers, is due for replacement at that point. We're just putting a placeholder in there, and depending on how it's running, we'll either run with it or we won't. So, whether I'm here or not.
Yeah, so again, just wanted to just understand that the security systems with the $100,000 ask, that the storage that you were referencing, that's part of that.
No, that's separate.
Oh, it is
So the 100,000 in FY 28-29 will replace storage for systems that we still host in-house and various services for the IT and other departments. That is an entirely separate storage. And then the 100,000 for the security system is DVR or NVR, network video storage, for the camera system.
Okay. And I do understand that there's cameras and security systems in place at a lot of the town buildings and properties around town,
A few, yep.
including the town beach. Does that fall under your budget or the Parks and Rec?
The DVR falls under our budget. The cameras installation and maintenance falls under the beach, because we have
Okay.
other stuff on that DVR as well.
Okay, and do those record?
And that's the one that's getting replaced, so.
Sorry, do those
And that's the one
record?
that's getting replaced.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, figures. All right, that's all the questions I have for capital. Does anyone have any other questions or comments?
I just want to say you did a great job. Keep us secure and keep us backed up.
Thank you.
I just thought of a question. It might be back and operational, though, so.
That's okay.
I just thought of it. No, I was just curious, since we've been working together, and who takes care of the webpage? Who does all that stuff? Do you do that also?
We do that. Right now, we have a part-timer that's helping us out when he's available to do various things on there. Most of it's behind the scenes you won't see, and once in a while he does content. There's a lot of information set for each page that dictates how it comes up on a search, whether it's on our own website or on Google. So we're adjusting keywords and various things like that, and descriptions and background to make those searches better.
So you're the one who updates?
Yeah.
You're the one who updates the website?
There's a few departments that take care of it themselves, like Public Works does, the clerk's office does most of theirs. Anytime anyone needs any help, we can just jump in and take care of it.
Oh, okay, so I guess each department is taking care of pretty much their...
Some do, some
okay.
don't, yeah.
All right.
'Cause a lot of them don't actually make a lot of changes. They're fairly static, so.
Yeah. Okay, I was just curious about that. Thank you.
Anyone else have any questions or comments?
I just wanted to say thank you for, you're always helpful when we need your help and wherever we are. I did notice the other night at the planning board, when someone gets up to testify, or an applicant is up at the stand and they happen to have an attorney,
Yep.
that you can't hear the attorney because he's not, I guess, close enough to this thing.
So were they in here, or were they in the large boardroom?
They were in the planning board. It was, it was the March 17th meeting, I think it was the last one I watched.
think
It was,
that was
yeah,
it.
it might have been in here, and it was John Garrahy, and he was representing, Paul Carr. And, you know, he was standing over to the side,
Yep.
speaking, and he really just, it's,
Yeah. These microphones will do a fairly good job of increasing their volume when you
Yeah.
step away from the microphone.
Yeah.
But it's not perfect. So, and if you've got two people talking, and if you just go off center like this, you're going to lose them.
right.
As long as you're directly in front of the microphone, it does a really good job of picking you up and increasing the gain automatically.
Yeah,
But, yeah, as
Yeah.
soon as they're off center, they're not going to pick them up well.
yeah.
The only
nothing's
alternative is to
perfect,
have
I
two
guess.
microphones.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the cameras that are in here, right?
Yep.
So like, I looked up the other night and I saw that camera right there. And I didn't even know that that was there.
Yeah, there's a camera for the meetings, and the one that's with a white circle around it, that's actually a security camera.
Oh, okay.
Yep, there's two up there.
And what does that look at? Because it looks like it looks right at us.
The black one on the top is designed to look at the podium that
Okay.
sits here. We're
Okay.
using the side one right over there right now.
Okay.
But, yep.
And what about the white one?
The white one's a security camera that covers the bulk of this room from about the front of the dais all the way to the back.
The front of the dais?
Yep.
Out here and stuff, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember when you put the cameras up, but then I noticed the black ones, but I didn't notice the white one.
The one in the back is the one that looks up to
Yeah.
guys on the bench.
Yeah, they're high-quality cameras, too, so if you're having a bad hair day,
Yeah, full
it
HD.
shows. So, yeah, no, I didn't mean to interrupt, sorry.
No, I'm good.
I was just going to say thank you for your continued service to this town and to this town council. You keep us online, and you've really helped to assist with providing a lot of information to us and to the town as well. So really commend you for your service and really helping to move Narragansett, I think, a lot further into this century. The technical services that have been provided to this town and to this town council have been very much appreciated, and especially the additional patience that you and your staff have shown to help some council members become familiar with the technology. So very much appreciate that.
We're glad to help. It's a team effort. Everybody tries to chip in where we can, so.
Excellent.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much. Is that everything? I didn't mean to fast track
I believe
forward.
that's everything.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
And now we are on to our town manager budgets, I believe, if I'm reading this TM correctly.
Yeah, we do. Although these are the budgets that are prepared through the town manager's office, we do the council budget too for your approval. But primarily, the town council, the governing body of the town, directs me and the staff to do one of our primary functions is to prepare a budget. And it's the council's job to review it and make final recommendations and adopt it. It's the town manager's job to prepare that budget along with the staff and to direct the day-to-day operations of the town. And the town administration and public safety, also top priorities for the town manager. The budgets that are prepared from this presentation includes 4 groups. It's the town manager's budget, the town council's budget, the solicitors, and the human resources department budget, which includes Patty as the ADA coordinator and HR manager, and she also serves as the executive assistant to the town manager. None of these groups have any capital budget proposals, and the overall operating budget increases are minimal, with mainly consistent compensation, which encompasses wages, FICA, health, and dental, and pension contributions. There were some adjustments made. In the solicitor budget, the dollar amount was adjusted to reflect the true contracted cost for the solicitors, and an additional funding on top of that to cover extra services connected to the litigation, to something they're particularly handling at the time. And the other attorneys who are hired by us fall under the contracted services of the town council budget for various things. Labor, Mr. DeSisto was retained from a previous council for the unrelated, Narragansett Rail, Taft and McSally for tax sales, things like that. Those come out of the different line. So the town council's budget reflects that line, that basically anything the town council requests be pursued legally. We had a reduction in litigation, therefore we reduced the original solicitor's budget, and the funding that's in the contractual and professional services covers any of the other litigation. And back in 2025, it was approximately $180,000 spent on litigation. It was reduced in 26. Originally, it was budgeted at $50,000 in 25, $150,000 in 26. We're recommending that it stays at $150,000 at 27, but that's a sufficient amount of money to handle any surprise legal challenges against the town. And it also covers professional services, such as if the council directs a study to be done. I'll give some examples. Land appraisal, surveys, housing studies. Previous council did a short-term rental study. Any type of a study that the town council wishes to pursue is covered under the professional and contracted services. As far as HR goes, pretty much unchanged. Most of it is wellness initiatives, health fair, employee awards for years of service, team building activities, and the like. But there isn't a significant change in any of the budgets. And like I said, the only one with the solicitor, we did lower it, like I said, to match more so the contracted amount, plus an extra to cover any direct litigation they might have to do connected to something that they're working on. But it is down. That's why we reduced it, the cost for litigation.
Well, we certainly appreciate, and I think the town can finally rejoice to hear that the cost for litigation has actually gone down. I think that's fantastic news. Would you mind just repeating those numbers? I was so in shock and appreciative of the numbers that I didn't write them down. Sorry.
In 2025,
Yep.
hold on, I want to make sure I got it absolutely correct. In 2025, the budget for legal services, contracted service, and professional services under the council budget, some of them cover legal, but the majority, the 50203 legal services line was $50,000 in 2025, and approximately 180 was spent that year. 2026, it was again budgeted at 150. That's fiscal 2026, current. And we're in the $30,000 range now. The year's not over, but it's a significant reduction. And we are recommending that we continue to fund it at 150 for legal.
Are you saying 130,000 or 30,000?
30.
Wow. I'm just saying. I'm like, again, there's a lot of things can be complained about, but that is not one of them. And to hear that that's 120,000, if my rough math is mathing, 120,000 in savings. And I know that your fiscal year is still ongoing. But
Be careful, don't
knock on wood
jinx this
here.
meeting
We
too
don't
much.
want to welcome it, of course. But that's really just a tremendous, star of the budget here, I think. And I really appreciate you being conscientious of that to, reduce that part of the budget. Obviously, within reason, knowing, what could occur over the next year. But again, I think that's fantastic news, and really appreciate you sharing that.
I would like to say one thing about human resources, and Ms. Rosser has been working in the Human Resources Department for several years now. And one of the things that she has brought into Town Hall is the health fair, the wellness fair, employee appreciation, the awards. It really has made a difference, and she does our human resources work very well, and the employees, apparently, they have a great relationship. They have no problem. They walk in on a regular basis to meet up with her. It's just another office down the hall, and it's a very small expense, and it's an excellent program and good for morale.
Well,
and health.
Oh, sorry. And again, thank you for that feedback, and thank you for your service to this town as well. You're echoing a lot of the services that I was so appreciative to be a part of when I was on the Health and Wellness Committee back with the schools, when I was on the school committee. So to hear, that there's a health fair, wellness fair, and the employee appreciation leadership coming out of that office, I think is very much appreciated, and we should be celebrating as often as we can because we really do have the best staff here in Narragansett. So thank you for recognizing them. Does anyone, oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. Are you all set? Does anyone have any questions, comments for Jim?
I just have a question, just curious. Besides the solicitors, how many attorneys do we have, does the town retain?
I don't have the full list in front of me, but we have used Mr. Larissa, Mr. Agasta, Taft McSally, DeSisto over the last several years. And usually when that happens, it's the solicitor that seeks outside counsel to pursue something, and that's why it comes from a different account, because the solicitors are contracted, and they do have some extra things that are connected to that we budget for. But these are positions that are either extended litigation or conflict counsel, things like that.
So when they're retained, do we pay them a fee to be available, or is it just we pay them when we use them?
Usually, it's if they give it it's decided by the council usually to vote to set a rate, but we don't pay any of them a retainer. We simply pay them for the hours they work that was approved by the council, which is usually done in executive session when they do the litigation. You're welcome.
Anyone else have any questions, comments for Jim?
Thank you for your work on this budget. I know it was long and hard, but appreciate it.
It's Christine I feel bad for. She's had to spend a great deal of time with me going line by line. Thank you.
This is her Super Bowl, though. She
You are
enjoys
correct.
it.
This is the big showdown.
Thank you. And again, just... Yes, we're actually now on to the finance part of the budget. Oh, no, the fun continues.
In the back, yeah. After the library.
Yes, where are we on here? I made a note. Oh,
I know.
Hold on.
Next year, I promise, next
Yeah,
year,
there we
page
go.
numbers.
oh, that's all right. You can keep it the way that it is.
No, it's 3 different documents put together, that's why.
There we go.
I will get
I
them
made
together.
labels ahead of time for myself. Oh, it looks like this. It says Finance Department operating budgets. It's on
I was getting
page.
slap happy. Page near the end.
Yeah. It's where is it? It's after
Donna,
it's after the
right close to
library.
the end here. We're going. Go ahead, you can start without me.
Are you looking in the right book? Sorry, I just wanted to make sure. Okay.
It's been a long day, right?
There's a lot of books up here, so we can wait.
Okay.
Are you sure? Okay. Fire
Okay, in the
away.
Finance Department, we have investments in debt service, pension and OPEB, accounting, tax collection, and the tax assessor. 4 budgets, obviously. We are asking for one position in finance as a finance specialist. The normal increases are compensation costs, as with everybody else. We do have $5,000 in for the replacement of the postage machine, and $200,000 in the tax assessor budget for the reval that they're doing this year. I have no capital, and that's all I have. So if you have any questions,
So you said you're hiring another person?
I am requesting to hire, a finance specialist.
Is that currently
To
in the
do
budget?
page numbers, yes.
Sorry.
Sorry.
That was good. I'm just, where are we here? Yeah. Oh, sorry. I don't have any questions.
That's okay. It's in the finance budget. That's why it's up 28.8%. It's pretty much that position.
There we go. Yep.
And everybody else. And the tax assessor, you'll see it went up 57.6%. That's the $200,000 for the reval. We also get some money back from the state on that. But that's booked in the revenue line, so.
Excellent. Does anyone have any questions for Christine?
So how many people are in your department right now?
We have 2.5 in tax assessor. The clerk is split between the assessor and collection. I have 2.5 in collection. I have 1, 2, 3 in finance and 4 in accounting.
So will this person that you're looking to hire be more higher level than some of the
A
other?
1033 position, yes, mid-management,
Okay.
yeah. Some type of degree.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Any other comments or questions for finance?
I mean, I don't know why we need to hire another person when, like, I don't know, our town's not.
There's a lot of help with that I need with the pension.
Yeah,
Pretty much alone running a pension. It's a lot of work.
they're
And they have nobody to go to except for me. So they have to book way ahead of time. And they take a while, they have to wait. So that's going to be the major part, you know? There's hopes for like a web page. We've all talked about it for the retirees. They can reach out to one person instead of 2 or 3 different people. That type of financial or management position, I guess you could say. But that's going to be the majority of it, is pension, their benefits, you know, services, communication, things like that. There'll be others as well, pick up some of the controller jobs, because, again, there's a whole job description that we can discuss.
Any of these positions, and now it's late in the asks, but do we hire remote workers at all, or is it always on-site?
I've never seen any remote,
Right.
mostly on-site. I do have somebody in our office that works 2 days remote, but everybody else pretty much in my office has to be there because they touch money.
Right. I mean, that makes sense. And we have the space to add the additional?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the second time I've asked for this one.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, happy and hopeful that we can oblige in this.
One person running a pension is a lot.
It is.
How many retirees do you have that are collecting pensions
About
currently? Do you have any rough,
250?
not an exact,
No, about 250
about 250 people who are collecting?
retiree.
Retired
Yeah, yeah.
and collecting pensions in your,
Any other questions, comments? All right. So I just, again, want to say thank you to you and the finance department. Tremendous service that you provide the town, and I know every department head really gets the credit, hopefully, and feels the credit from this council, but we know you're very much involved in every single part of this budget, so really just want to say thank you. Page numbers is a very small oversight compared to the amount of effort that went into.
Got a few more things, sorry. Open your book back up.
Oh, sorry.
There's some outliers that nobody talks about except me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Jay.
No, that's all right. I was
Alex,
going to say that, you know, I know that, again, we're here a couple weeks earlier than normal, and it's a shout out to all of our department heads and staff and our town manager for really going above and beyond to provide us with the first round of the budget through these workshops, and, you know, again, making it legible for us. You know, again, page numbers is not a big issue. It's the fact that, you know, everything is readily available, and if you have a question, it's in here. So, you know, really appreciate the added efforts and the patience in putting this all together. So.
Thank you.
And
I
now what
appreciate
page
it.
am I looking for?
Okay.
Galilee.
Galilee.
Sorry about that.
It'll be fairly, yeah,
Yep, sorry, I didn't read the parentheses
That's
that
okay.
says Galilee after finance.
just a few more things to go over, just so you're aware. So the Galilee landing budget, this is the one we get revenue. It's usually in May, and it's off the ferry. 35 cents, 50 cents? 50 cents for every person. It went up 15 cents thanks to the town manager. So in fiscal year '25, we received $140,000. So I budgeted $135,000. It kind of in the middle of the last couple of years. So we never know. And all that's funded in there is we have some CSOs in the summer, the details, police detail, trash pickup, and then there's some beautification for the Galilee committee. They do the flowers.
CSOs doesn't come out of the police budget?
Not the ones that work in Galilee. Well, the other ones come out of the police budget, but then there's several, 6, I'm not sure.
But CSOs
A
in
few.
Galilee still report to the Narragansett
Yes.
Police?
But they're paid out of the Galilee
Okay,
fund.
all right.
Chris, can I ask you, I know last year they passed some kind of budget for taxing of parking lot, cars being parked. Is that income coming to the town somewhere soon, or is?
No.
Are you aware of that, Jim?
That's for the state, but we will have to do something at the beach. We're looking, finalizing that with the solicitor and Michelle to see how to
That'll
deal
be,
with 7% tax.
That will be coming to you after the solicitor gets a chance to review it.
So
It doesn't come to us,
Oh, none of it does?
no.
Oh, I thought a percentage came to the host community, no?
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I don't know why they would do something like that and not supply.
Yeah,
But-
I think it still could be hung up. I don't think it's,
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should talk to our state reps and see if that can, there's a lot of cars get parked down there. Yeah, there's a lot of movement. Yeah. Yeah, just wondering.
Yeah.
And
whether
sorry, I
want-
also see that, and I apologize if we're being redundant. Did you mention the solid waste disposal?
Yes, that trash pick, yep.
That was the trash, okay.
That has a big increase this year. That was really the only increase.
Okay. Any other questions? All right,
The short.
on to Pier Marketplace.
Okay, Pear Marketplace, that's the, right now, it's the liquor store. So that, we're finally separated fully from the library as far as expenses go and things like of the such. So it was decreased, obviously. Well, last year we had a general fund transfer because there was not enough funds in there to support all the expenses. So that was eliminated. We no longer need that. And then in fiscal year '26, the one we're in now currently, will really give a true picture of the expenses. So I estimated for fiscal year '27 to be a balanced budget. We get some revenue back in rent, and they pay for us for the electricity.
So there's no anticipated increase?
No.
Okay, so they pay us, so hopefully that actually is a little bit more.
I forget how long the rental agreement is for. It's for several years, so.
Okay, so
That
makes
was
sense.
done before.
No, that's all right. Does anyone else have any, is that everything for the Pier Market? Does anyone have any questions or comments on Pier? Nope. Okay. And is there any other?
Sure, just a couple more.
Okay.
So we just have the general revenues
Yep.
that make up, I just want to point out that taxes and the pilot is mostly the fees we collect from the enterprise funds instead of paying us taxes. So that's 85%, and state aid is 6%, and the rest is minimal, makes up the balance. So the next page will show you the amounts to make up our $77.5 million budget. I don't know if you have any questions on revenue. I know it's quick and to the point, but
Just
we're-
You know, Jim might have already asked you this, but you know how we're trying to lease out the library? Right now, that's not a taxed, you know, we don't collect taxes on that, so I think we got asked, I don't know, were you there the other night when the Realtor was there at the executive session?
No.
Okay. So, did you ask her that already, Jim? Because I don't know if you asked me.
No, I'm not sure.
But should we build the
know
tax
if it's in
into the
Are
rent?
we able to talk about this?
I don't
Just want to make sure.
Oh.
No,
I don't know,
please.
we don't have legal representation here, so I just want to make sure that we're
I
able
don't
to
think
talk
we
about
should,
this.
if we did that in executive session.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sure we'd be-
I won't talk about it then.
But
I'll
appreciate,
talk to you about it some other time, whatever.
appreciate the initiative, though.
Thank you, Alex.
All right, well, thank Jason.
Thank you both.
You're welcome. So actually, I answered my own question, so I no longer have a question. If only the public could see that more often, it would be a lot quicker meeting. Does anyone else have any questions or comments on the general fund revenue? And maybe was there something else you wanted to add for that? No? Okay.
That's it, really. And then, there's the transfers, but we already know that the majority of them is the school department.
Yep.
Debt service, capital, OPEB,
Yep.
et cetera. There's a little chart there that shows you
Yep.
how that's broken up, and that's all I have for you tonight. Now we can just close out somehow with the
Excellent.
town manager, I'm thinking.
Yes.
I just wanted to thank you, Chris, because you're very helpful, and you're, very thorough, and
Thanks.
I'm lucky to have you.
And a pleasure to work with.
Even though I messed up.
Bless
God
you.
bless you. Yeah.
So while Christine and Jim are conversing, I will also say to the council that since this will be concluding our second workshop, I don't believe we'll need day 3 of our work sessions. And again, we'll hear what you have to say as well. And then maybe, depending on whatever you have to report right now, I'll make my comments, so we'll see what you have to say.
There was a question asked last night regarding the bonding and the skate park, and Christine and I did go back and forth with bond counsel, and Michelle is here as well, so Christine will report back on what the response was.
Yeah, as suspected, it probably would not meet the timelines for arbitrage, which is an IRS rule. So when we go to bond, you have to have everything done within 2 years. And the park is not even designed. We haven't even gone out for an RFP for design and build. That will take time. We got to put it together. We have to post it. We have to get the bids back. And then you'd have to go out to bid for construction after that. So it really wouldn't fall within the 2-year timeline. It's something that could be discussed in the future, or maybe there's funding for a design and build, because that really has to be done first. That's the way we roll. You have to get all that done. So that wouldn't be within the 8.5. Doesn't mean it can't be done, but not within the 8.5.
So who decides that it can't be done, like that we can't
Well,
meet that
it's
timeline?
high, I do not want to get in trouble with the IRS. So there is a 2-year timeline by law. So we're going to close on June 23rd.
On the bond?
On the bond. I mean, we haven't even hired or developed an RFP to go out for design build. And then
So-
there's timelines along, you have to meet
Yeah.
25%, 50%, 75% along the timeline of this bond,
Of this bond?
of the
as opposed
8.5
to-
million that we're
Okay.
going to.
And is that bond different than the affordable housing bond?
Yes, it's very different than the
Okay.
affordable.
So that's why you jumped when I said that last night? So, what's the penalty? What's, what happens if you take 2 years and 10 days?
Then you have to go before the IRS, there's all paperwork, filing, and they come and inspect. I don't
And
know,
this
it's
is-
never happened to me, and I'd rather not.
And this is a 24-hour turnaround on a complicated question involving attorneys,
I don't
financial regulations, and the IRS. So this is just the information
I don't want to
we have
lose the
right now
bond rating.
from our trusted bond counsel.
Right.
Yeah, it's not.
So here's a question. Originally, it was in the budget to build it, correct? And that was 300,000 in the budget to build it? Is that correct?
It was relying on a grant funding
So it's-
and a match.
And a match.
We just found out, was it yesterday or the day before? Day before that we didn't get the grant.
So how much are we talking about then? Do we have a number that we were thinking?
We're estimating, what, 300 or 400? Three? I can't remember.
The number would be about.
3 or 4?
think it's like 4.
4? Closer to
Closer to 4.
400,000.
So the grant that we applied for didn't have any construction drawings or anything like that? It was just a basic grant ask to get the money for the skate park?
Artist rendition.
Yeah, just so for the record, anyone watching at home, there was a topographic map and a rendition that was provided, just to answer your question. And of course, you know, it is an unfortunate situation. You know, you apply for a grant, it's never a guarantee. And so how much would that grant have actually been able to provide, out of curiosity, if it was approved?
It's 300, correct?
300?
So I guess I'm confused, because if the proposed cost of this is about 450,000, why was it originally in the budget for 300 and change when the grant was
It's
going to be?
because it's a moving target.
Oh, okay.
It's a moving target. There's there's
Oh, that
matching
makes
funds
sense.
and there's in-kind funds that make up the difference, you know,
Yeah.
some of the things that we could
I
do.
mean, this is already, you know, since we first did it, there's been many changes. So when I come to you on the second public hearing, it's probably going to look a little bit different.
Nope.
Because we have the benefits, you know, those finally came in, et cetera. We have some extra requests.
Thank you. So, again, Councilor Torialde last evening had provided a general support, not a general support, he supported, regardless of how, and again, this is based on the record, anyone can go back and look, that he would support the bond initiative regardless of the answer. I too am in support of the bond initiative. And again, there is going to be a public hearing on the budget as well, so there is, again, opportunity for the general public to voice their feedback as well as the council, but I would like to know if at least one other council member at this time would support the bond issuance of the $8.5 million, as this is a timely issue. Don't all jump at
Consensus
once.
last night or something?
There was a general consensus last evening, but it was, I think, some council members shared that it might be dependent on whether or not the skate park could be included. It's not, so I just want to get some clarity from the council as to, you know, again, there's a lot that's rolling up under this initiative. Oh, I did have another question, sorry, not to go off the beaten path here. The half a million for affordable housing on here, and again, just to help orient me in my train of thought here.
Purchase of the property.
This is the purchase of the property, this is rolling up under the $8.5 million, but this is completely separate from the three.
It's going to be in the same sale, but it's going to be a different series. It has to be taxable, and it's going to have a different, it doesn't have to follow the non-taxable general obligation bond rules, IRS rules. This is a little different.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
And the resolution said if we can't buy the property or purchase the property, that it can be used for other affordable housing initiatives such as home repair.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, what I just don't understand is how we jumped from discussing the answer that you guys received today to
Because one's non-taxable, oh, geez.
To
Because
jump
one's
into the
non-taxable.
second vote
And this
on it.
one is taxable. The
Oh, no.
500,000 is a taxable,
No, I get
Series.
that, yeah.
oh,
No, sorry, this is my doing, because again, there was a general, you know, ask last night to try to develop a consensus regarding the $8.5 million bond. Councilor Torialde knew he was not going to be in attendance, so I asked for his general input as to whether or not he would support the $8.5 million bond. We do need to have a general consensus in order for the town to move forward. I've already provided my support on the $8.5 million bond issuance, and that's just why this is being discussed now, because there was some council members last night who wanted this clarified as to whether or not the 300,000 could be included, or, yeah, included in this bond. So now that we have that answer, now I would like a confirmation as of if you support. Oh, this one?
I actually thought we all supported the bond at 8.5 and asked the question about the skate park.
Oh, we did. I just didn't, again, this is my own doing. I didn't know if your support was reliant on the 300,000 being in or
I
not.
didn't think about it that way.
Okay,
I'm
so
thinking about
that's
it
my fault.
that way now.
You're
since
providing
you
me with
mentioned it.
relief. So,
I mean, is it, a park for the children seems more important to me than other recreation things that may be in this budget. That's what I think. And I feel strong about it. I'm sorry, I just do. These families want stuff to happen, and I just don't feel like we're giving it to them. So,
do you have an example? It's just helpful for
pickleball. Let's talk about
the
pickleball.
resurfacing.
The resurfacing of pickleball. I mean,
Okay.
that's great and important and everything, but like, wouldn't building a facility for children be more important than that? That's where I'm at right now. There's got to be a way to find this money to build this park, and this is like just the beginning in my mind of building stuff for families and children. Like, again, I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. We have been saying for a year and a half now, the most important thing is bringing families into this town and keeping families in this town. And if we don't do anything for families, we're not getting anywhere to do that.
Let me just add to what Jason's saying. So I'm just trying to think. So if between now and next week or something, we can figure out a way to...
Is the public hearing on the 6th, first one?
The 20th.
20th, okay.
20th.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't want to be a stick in the mud on this. I already told you guys what I thought yesterday, I think. You know, I thought we had a consensus on that. What we were asking was about the pickleball, which, I mean, not pickleball.
The skate park.
Skate park, right, that we found out last minute on that, you know, the grant wasn't available. So I don't see why we can't put it out to bid and hire somebody to build it within 2 years. I mean, I don't get that, like how that cannot even be possible.
I can't either.
Huh?
Oh.
It can't be done.
There would have to be a design done. We would have to put
Right.
we'd have to put an RFP out for a design consultant to design it.
So I guess in my question
And
here
then they would
is-
have to submit their bids. They have to be selected by the council.
So let me ask you this, Jim. We had, and maybe Michelle would answer it better. Now, I remember a skateboard park in the North End.
Yes.
Cement, concrete. Not too long ago. Yeah, it was concrete. I'm pretty sure it was concrete. You know, the little, no, I mean, I remember trying to do it at one time. Too old.
Come on, Michelle, come on down, join us.
What if we just decided to build the same one? I mean, I don't even know what happened to that, to tell you the truth.
So if you go up to that location, up at Cristofaro Park, when you come in, you go past Katie DeCubulus's memorial,
Yeah.
and you can still see it today. There's a large section of macadam, asphalt. So you're right, it was asphalt, not...
Oh, the base was asphalt.
Correct.
And then
And then there were above structures.
got it.
Got it.
Okay.
So the structures over time became unsafe, graffiti, a lot of different elements. So in 2019, the final structures were removed from the park, and the park was closed. Now, we've gone back and forth with potentially putting up more above-ground structures or new above-ground structures there, but that's not really what the kids want. They want something like South Kingstown has. They want a large structure with bowls, ramps, rails, all made out of concrete. One other area of concern, which I know Chris and the town manager are alluding to, is the particular area where we want to put this park. If you remember back in the late 1988s, and Jim, you'll remember this probably, when demolition of the Jamestown Bridge was happening, a lot of that material was brought to that section of the park. So there is a concern, once we
In
do...
other sections of town.
Yes, sir, other sections. So I would hate for us to be pigeonholed into this time constraint with the IRS, because I think there's going to be a lot involved, and it's going to take months for me, the engineering department, and the purchasing manager to put together the bid documents. That's something that can't happen within a couple of weeks. We have to get somebody in to help us to do that. Site visits, possible surveys, whatever. It's just not something that we need to, we can put out very quickly. And then when the RFP, I'm sorry, the bid goes out, that bid at least has to be posted for 60 days. And then there's a lot of questions, more site visits, and it's just, so then now you're looking at 8 months has gone by. And that's realistically what happens with such a big project. Now, I was speaking with Christine earlier today. Again, we want to see a skate park. We agree with Jason. I sent Jason an email late today to try to get together in the future with the town manager's position, to get the families together and let's see exactly what the kids want. And there's a possibility we could put this in the budget, maybe budgeted like some other big projects over a 2-year time frame. So in 2027, let's put aside $250,000 as we get a plan together, a real plan. Let's pay for the plan, design, build plan. That'll be probably about $25,000 or $30,000, and then let's put it out to bid. So let's put, once we know we have a figure, let's put half of that in the 2028 budget and the other half in the 2029 budget for a build in the summer/fall of 2029. Again, that's just an example. Obviously, Christine, the town manager, and the council is in charge of that. But it is something we can do without having to rely on grant funding. So again, that's something I really think we can do.
So I wasn't aware of a couple of things that you said, especially the old park was built on fill.
Correct.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yep, fill, old pilings, and whatever else that
So was
debris
that
was.
part of the reason it didn't last? Was that?
No, structurally the foundation is fine. I mean, it has cracking just like any asphalt, just
Yeah.
like all of our other parks. It was just a park that over time, again, the equipment became unsafe. It became an eyesore with the graffiti.
I remember the
And the
eyesore of the
decision was
graffiti.
made.
Yeah, and that could probably happen again, but, you know, skate parks do have graffiti. You know?
Absolutely.
It's like, it's common, I think.
And part of our grant application, we discussed that, and possibly trying to get the kids and families together if they did want to graffiti, if it could be more, I don't know if this is the right thing to say, more of an art form, not
Yeah,
having,
no, like the
you know,
tunnel for
the
the bike
usual
path. I mean,
graffiti
it's so
pictures.
cool what they do down there.
That's right.
So, all right, so there's two bonds, right, that we're talking about, both under the same premise, that you can't add to them, or, because, I mean, I heard last night that we're having a bond for a fire truck that we're not gonna see for maybe over 2 or 3 years or something, you know, like,
Hello. So the bond for the fire stations
no, I think it was a
Yes.
pumper or something.
or the trucks, the
Yeah,
vehicles?
there's actually two, I believe.
Yes, there is a
So-
request that will come before the council to order the Vector vehicle and the fire pumper and issue the debt closer to the delivery date, because if we issue the debt now, we're going to be out of compliance.
Oh, so that's what that was all about?
That's what that's
Okay.
all about.
So I didn't put that together with what you're talking
It's all
about.
right.
Yeah, there was that, and then there was a consensus established last night that a resolution would be prepared for a bond on the ballot, the $3 million for the fire stations 1 and 3.
Right, and that is to authorize us to issue bond.
Yep.
Not
And
to
then,
issue the bond, just to let us do it at some point.
And that'll be on the, at least, the goal is to have that on the April 20th agenda.
Correct.
I just feel unfortunately that that is something that we could do and make people happy, and, I don't know why it takes so long.
Well, we can still do the municipality.
Well, just so that we're clear on this, I understand the concerns about the skate park project being involved in the bond issuance and the time constraint there. However, it's not currently in the budget, and those same constraints would not be applicable if it was elsewhere in the budget, just so that we're clear. The concerns with time are just specific to it being in the bond.
No, I get it.
So if you wanted, again, if there was strong consensus and support, voice that support at this time. Obviously, you can also do so at the public hearing. We'd prefer to do this a lot earlier on than the public hearing. So that way, if there is additional work that needs to be done, we're giving them adequate time to run some numbers.
So, like I said before, I thought we voted on the bond. I'm supportive of the bond, if that's the question.
Not an official vote. Based on that, there is now consensus on the
So
$8.5
if I
million.
need to be more, demanding of finding the money to do the skate park another way before the public hearing?
I think it's more so, I'm sorry, go ahead.
We can look. We're going to continue.
Look under the covers?
Well, you asked us a question.
Nobody does that.
You had a question with a lot of moving parts.
Nobody does that.
And in 24 hours, we gave you a lot of information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
we're
saying
working on
it.
anything.
Yeah.
You're doing your job, I'm not
And
saying
a
anything about.
tremendous service. There was a
And-
lot of numbers thrown at us
Yeah,
there.
we're doing our job.
This is not, just to be clear again, this is not the final view by any means, that, between now and the public hearing, ideally sooner rather than later.
Well, it's not going to get any easier.
Oh, I know, I'm just saying that.
So can I?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, I just like to go back to what Jason was talking about, versus a skate park versus pickleball. I've been going through these books. I'm sorry, I can't find how much is being allocated for the pickleball.
100 and something.
I know it was 400, but I don't believe it was 400 all in
It
this
was project
budget.
for the
I
cost
think it
was
was broken up. Am I
$440,000.
correct on that?
$440,317.
In this budget for pickleball.
For this upcoming year.
This
that was the
upcoming year.
total. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
I
look
guess
it up
my,
right now.
I'm sorry, I looked, I couldn't find it.
That's okay.
I'm just thinking that, there are many places for people to play pickleball. We talked about the indoor courts. I just think that maybe it's time to postpone that for 1 year.
185.
And maybe we do the skate park, and let's focus on the kids, because it's something that we've been talking about and promising. I don't know, I don't know if that's something that this council would support.
I believe we did postpone this project last budget,
Oh,
just
did
so
we?
that, just as a reminder.
Okay.
I
That's
I
good
do know that
information.
I know that there's other stuff that gets postponed, like vehicles.
185.
I know, vehicles are a problem.
185 was put in.
Yeah, no, it just might be something that we should just consider. I would just like to consider it, because,
440.
Wait, if I'm looking at project
No,
park
pickleball,
number
yeah.
4, first year, 2026, 2027, it says 440.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was on the wrong one.
yeah, no,
That's all right.
I was on the skate park. Whoops.
I
It's
don't
been a
even
long-
see skate
long
park
2
in
days.
here.
Yes, so.
Sure it is.
Where is it? Number 4.
It's
was
park number
It's
4.
$175. Yep.
Wait,
It says 440 because there's carryover from previous years.
okay.
Prior year funding.
So that's,
Once it's in capital, it gets carried, the project keeps going. So we've been doing a little
Yeah.
bit.
so how much has been in this budget for this year? I didn't think that
The
was the full,
new amount, just for this.
for this budget.
175.
Right,
Yeah.
I didn't think it was the whole 440. I didn't recall it being that high.
Yes.
So we're talking 175,000 just for this budget for the
For the resurfacing.
resurfacing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, I would just think that maybe
Yeah.
that would be a great beginning for a park.
As a possibility
She said yes.
for
It's so-
consideration? Okay.
That's being held up for a DEM application, right? I think somebody said.
And
That's
the fear I
correct. I'm
have
waiting
about
for-
this is, sorry. The fear I have about this is that we actually have a council that is supporting this type of park right now. And that's why I want to see it get through now and not later, because I don't know what later holds.
I mean, again, it's always up to the council to prioritize these considerations and projects. We've seen, you know, unfortunately, previous councils didn't prioritize infrastructure, you know, when they, you know, again, that was just the direction that the council took. But again, it's a fair push. You know, I'm pretty confident that regardless of whatever council comes in next, will be supportive of the Parks and Rec budget as well as the resurfacing of pickleball courts. But no, again, I think that's, again, I appreciate the, you know, the comments on that particular one. I personally would also like to consider the 50,000 requested from the Affordable Housing Committee as well. I know that there's a lot of, you know, special areas within the budget that's allocated towards affordable housing, but I think, again, while this council has very vocally expressed their support for affordable housing, and I think we've done a lot to support the Affordable Housing Committee, Affordable Housing Trust Collaborative's committee asks, you know, it still continues to surprise me, even though I know we have to. It's in the charter. And don't anyone at home, you know, start calling me up immediately after I say this, but there's a guarantee every single budget cycle for $50,000 to go to land trust, as well as, is it towers?
The towers isn't mandatory.
Towers is not mandatory.
It is not.
Okay, that's good to know. But just using land trust as an example, you know, eventually, you know, there's only so much, you know, it just keeps on pooling up, and there's only so much to preserve. And I do understand and completely respect the work that Land Trust does. I think that, you know, starting this, and I do know that there's an ordinance, which I can't talk about at this juncture, that's might be considered at a later time, probably at the next April meeting. But really just trying to figure out that revenue stream specifically for the town. And then, again, this is just the request that came in from the Affordable Housing Committee, and they provided an outline, I think, to the whole council that, you know, I support and appreciated seeing. So again, that's just my general feedback, so.
I don't know what you meant by, did you say that we're gonna?
I can't get into any potential agenda items, but what I will say is that I believe it was Chairman,
Terry
no,
Fleming?
Nick.
Oh, Nick.
Nick
Edwards?
Nick Edwards, thank you. He's gonna kill me after I, you know, it's been a long budget cycle. It's been 6 hours now going through this stuff, but I just want to make it very clear, you know, he presented that information, that request to the town council, as well as it was shared with both of you. And then, you know, in the past, there was always a question of what is that $50,000 going to be used for? This time around, I think the committee has presented their case, which is why I would support, if possible, you know, any way to include that into the budget. And I do also remind humbly that we do still have one budget session with the school committee on Monday evening. So, you know, we'll learn more as well. But I do, again, appreciate the feedback that we're hearing here, so.
Let me ask one question I have. There's a couple things that the General Assembly did that is going to increase our revenue. One is the tax deeds, you know, the
Hotel tax.
not well. There's the hotel tax, right? And then there's
And then the conveyance.
short-term rentals.
Oh, I don't know about that one, but
Have we
What's the conveyance?
have we estimated
What was
what
the other
that's
one?
going to be for next
the
year?
conveyance. For those two?
Yeah. Have we estimated what the income's going to be from the transfer tax on real estate? And have we estimated what the tax revenue is going to be from the short-term rental tax, which is a hotel tax on single-family
tax,
homes?
yeah. I have
Like
the
I-
estimated numbers.
But if you need
Well,
quick-
I have the estimated revenue from the state on the short-term rental hotel
you got-
tax
you
you're
have
talking
that,
about.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn, that was on my other slide, but that's okay, I can figure it out. Hold on, it's hotel tax. It's about, well, we're going from 432,000 to 890,000.
Right, okay.
So that's additional revenue.
So
That's
that
used to
figure-
balance this budget.
Well, that's what I'm asking. I wasn't sure if you forgot or,
And,
well, I
yeah,
didn't mean
I
it that
think-
way, but,
Well, I think we estimated with that recommendation that was presented, it would be a loss of about $715,000 in revenue.
a loss?
Yeah, because I would have to take it out of this budget if the recommendation that was provided for affordable housing. Is that what you're asking?
No,
Oh.
I guess what I'm asking is there anything that we might not have put in the budget that, and the two things I'm asking about is the short-term rental tax and the transfer tax, because they increased both of those substantially. And I don't know if
forgot
we
what the
put the
revenue was.
transfer tax, because
Yes,
if
I
we have.
did, they're both in.
Oh, okay.
They're both in.
So
I
that's
can get
the
you
answer
more-
I wanted. I just,
Yeah,
I'm sure you got them in there and you
It's
weren't
in here.
prepared to talk about it right now. But I know they're substantial, like skateboard park money, like, so where is that money going? It's
That money
going
is
into the
going
general
to
fund and
support
then-
all the initiatives we've brought forward.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
No, I think it's good questions to
Yeah.
ask. Honestly, it's just a validation, again, there's so much that goes into this, and, it's good to ask clarifying questions. if you have them,
Yeah.
So,
No. Well, I mean, do we need a vote to ask?
You can't
I
vote.
know
What do you
you
mean?
want your consensus vote for the bond issue, and we
oh, yeah, we have
do
a
that.
consensus vote, but we're not making
Can
any
we have
official
a
votes.
consensus request to have the staff follow through on our question last night and see if there's anything else they can do between now and the next time we meet?
I don't even think a consensus is even necessary. I think we've shared and voiced our feedback that,
We will continue, like I
Yeah.
said, the information we gave you is a 24-hour turnaround, and we still
Right.
have questions ourselves.
Yeah, yeah.
We just got it
yeah,
up
so,
till the end of the shift, just before we wolf down some chow before we come in here.
yeah. And I mean, I think, again,
50
you've been able
in
to
the
provide,
park.
oh, sorry,
The 50,000
yes.
in the park, in the
Yeah.
skate park.
Yep, that, and actually, Counselor Vignali's additional comment about the MOU and the 75,000.
Well, you have to
Oh.
decide what
I
to do.
think,
That
I
money's
think that would
going to
be
be in
great,
the
but,
budget.
I mean, quite honestly, if that's not doable, 68,000 at this point is fine, and I hate to
Okay.
take the money back, but I would much rather see it go. Again, it's like, do we want an elevator or do we want a skate park? It puts you in such a position. I think using the $68,000 to start and look into the project, at this point, and next year, whatever we were going to, we'll take that and budget it in. I don't know, and honest to God, I don't know if there's other ways of doing it, if we could apply for a grant under the, Disabilities Act, or if there's a possibility for an elevator, or under a Seniors Act, a seniors grant. I mean, I'm
We
sure
did
there's
try
grants out
We
there.
did try for one for the town hall like that, through the congressional directed spending and the project directed spending from the House and the Senate, and we did not succeed on that one. And actually, this year, they told us that we couldn't use it for town building, but we look into it for the ADA for a senior center, but
Because I would think that would be a situation where they would have, I mean, and then maybe again, we can do our part if we have to advocate for it or do whatever.
Well, that's what I was going to ask.
So-
Is it ever procedurally appropriate? I don't even know. Could we like do ever do a resolution or something that just voices our just general support for an application? I mean, again, I know you guys do a tremendous job at applying for all these things, and it's just unfortunate that we're just getting rejected. I just want to make sure that if there's anything we can do to
You
help.
can always do a resolution, but
Okay.
I don't think, I mean, they can help if we have plenty of time, but usually it's, they state who you are in the letter and you attach it. They usually require one from like the manager or the mayor or an elected official or someone connected to, if it's, like for Narrow River, we had police and fire for the emergency services aspect. We did Narrow River Preservation, Metatuxet Improvement Association, members of the council, and some other groups. So those are all good. But a resolution's great on anyone.
All right.
So,
Thank you.
So Jim, who writes the grants? Like, who goes out there and looks for them? Do you guys have to do that? Do we have a grant writer? Do we have someone out there looking?
We do have someone that is per diem for it if we need them, especially if we have a difficulty locating a specific grant for a very unique project. But primarily, the staff where the grant applies to, like Parks and Recs, the DEM grants for Parks and Recs are authored by Michelle. The congressional directed spending ones connected to Narrow River have been done by John Gerhard.
Okay, I mean, because I know, I just from what I know from being in education, we lived, our entire budget was grants, and that's all we ever had was grants. But I know that, you know, a grant is very specific as to the way it has to be written and what they're looking for and the whole bit. And I mean, I give these guys a lot of credit that they can do that. But, you know, if there was someone maybe we need to look at, someone who's out there constantly looking for grants for the town.
The one
we can come-
thing that you do not want to get caught up in is applying for grants just because they're grants. You'll have people, recently, someone notified us of all these grants that were available, but you have to look at matching funds. You have to look at who's going to administer it, what staff are going to be assigned to it. You push aside, you know, planting a tree, that you're going to spend all this time doing it, when in the meantime, we have a wastewater plant to deal with, we have now river dredging, other more serious projects that we have to deal with.
I understand. I can see that.
And
Yeah,
I
understand
don't
that.
want to get caught in that trap.
Right,
But we
right.
certainly look for any grant that's applicable, especially to projects that come up, like skate park, Narrow River, all these things. We always look for them, outdoor recreation.
Okay, thank you.
We even, you know, we just got a grant, small grant for the rails out in front of Town Hall, at the short steps that come up. And those are important things. They're only a few grand, but they're important things that came to our attention that needed to be done.
All right, thank you.
So Jim, I talked to you earlier today, and you said something about, like, you might have a problem with what Chris talked about and stuff, and you said there might be an avenue for the design portion of it, like, and how would that work? The design portion, is that that's not through the bonding, that's through the regular budget?
We, initially, before we could actually come up with a number, we'd make a few phone calls, tell them what we're interested in.
Yeah.
Try to come up with a rough number of what the engineering and design would be.
Yeah.
And then, once we had a rough idea, we'd figure how we can fit it into the budget or through a grant or moving things around. We'll look at it. That was part of the thing that we're looking at.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, I've exhausted my attempts.
Well,
I've exhausted my avenue too, but I would still like to continue this conversation until we get to the hearing.
yeah, I think we've provided some, hopefully a consensus regarding everything bond-related. We're good. And then, you know, the general consensus asks, you know, just to keep in for consideration. I definitely know that if there's any opportunities to reach out to state reps, our, you know, as well as our national delegation for opportunities. I know we are constantly doing that from our town side, but everyone is, you know, certainly encouraged to have your own individual conversations. If you're passionate about any one particular issue, you know, it certainly can't hurt. But again, really appreciate everyone's time and patience, and, you know, again, the streamlined approach, maybe it could have been an hour more streamlined without me rambling so much. But again, really appreciate the added patience, and all of our department heads, Christine, Jim, Sarah, and Dan, for your services of running these meetings and getting a solid budget workshop together. And to our Parks and Rec Director for, again, everything that you continue to do in service to this town. So with that, our next meeting will be with the school committee on next Monday, which I believe is March 30th, thank you, at 6 p.m. And it'll be in here. Awesome. So with that, have a great